Hi, everyone. I wanted to talk a little bit today about how to sing with a clear tone. This seems to be something that I think it's really important for a singer, and I'm all about singing with a nice tone, clarity. So, before I jump into that, if you may not know me yet, my name is Freya, and I'm a professional singer and vocal coach from Germany. I've been all over the world. I've been singing opera, jazz, pop, musical theater, you name it, pretty much, I've done it. So I wanted just to jump into this topic a little bit today, just because it came up a couple of times in the past few days when I was teaching my students here in studio. I will do a Q&A session at the end of the video, so please stay if you want to be part of the Q&A. I'm going to take about 10-15 minutes here to go through some training here first, okay? So welcome everyone who's here. Singing with a clear tone, of course, now is if you live in the northern hemisphere, this is the time when it's getting colder and maybe you even get a little bit sick, you have a head cold, maybe your throat is also affected a little bit. Um, let's just say you are healthy or you have a day maybe where you feel your voice is not so clear. I think there's a few things you can do. So, first of all, of course, go through a nice warm up. It is really important to warm up. And this is the strategy I recommend for you to warm up. I'm sitting at my piano here and I'm hoping, let me know if the sound is okay because I'm actually using the external mic through an interface. This is the first time I'm doing it from. Um, in a live stream here from this particular setup. So let me know if the sound is okay. If you do it whenever you warm up, you want to kind of start mid to low voice and also not high impact. What I mean by not high impact, you want to give your vocal cords a chance to get circulation going a little bit. There are blood vessels that are around those muscles or in those muscles that that are working your vocal cords. Let me just read. Only just five are belting your podcast. Let me see. Again, can't see the comments all the way there. Only just finished trying out belting in your new podcast. I found a tweet. Okay. So, okay, but I guess the sound must be okay if no one is complaining. So, you want to give your vocal cords a chance to warm up properly, just like you would for your body if you were about to do some physical exercise that is straining or that could put a lot of work on your body. So, what I do in my voice, all the exercises I'm showing you are in my voice. So, adjust accordingly. If you have a lower voice or a higher voice, you adjust accordingly. So, this is my mid to low voice. And already here, you want to pay attention to really making a clear tone. Now let's do something. When you do an exercise like that, you don't even have to sing loud yet. You can pay attention to having a nice even tone. So what I did with my students yesterday, I would practiced actually holding a long tone and checking up on your support and on your evenness of airflow. And there, if you just hold a mid to low tone in your voice. So what if I just did this? Deep breath, nice and centered body, and then just hum on that pitch right here. For me, it's this one. Go as long as you can. Let me ask you, is it straight or is it more like shivering a little bit, not by pitch going up and down, but just by little accents, and you're just not having a nice even breath flow. So that is an indicator that your support is not trained so well to work to where you actually supply a very steady and even airstream to pass through your vocal cords. And that is an important part of singing because you kind of want to ride on that steady airflow. So that is a good exercise. You can go to a lower pitch. Let me try this one. Deep breath. Start from the top of your breath. And then when you hold it, you want to hold it and try to check up if it's really, really even. You don't have to be loud, but start from the top of your breath and go all the way to where you almost have no more air, okay? And pay attention to the clarity of the tone and the evenness of the tone. Very hard for me too. I hear little variations in there. So that's something you can practice before you even go any higher. And now the next step would be to actually open it up. And when you open it up, do it very slowly. You want to open it up to an ah, but do it very slowly and pay attention to your airflow. You want to have the feeling that when you're inhaling, you're expanding, and when you're exhaling, you're kind of keeping the air inside as much as you can. You want to feel like you're still fully inhaled as you're exhaling. You know, it's like you kind of feel it. I feel like I'm always staying expanded and I try to let out as little air as necessary to make that pitch vibrate. Okay. So open it up. Let me try with that middle pitch right there. See, it gets harder. It's really hard for me to still have it steady and even. There's a little bit of shakiness going on there. No vibrato. You want to make a very straight tone. This is really detailed work here. Let me try that lower one now. The challenge here is to whenever you're opening up the ah and you don't have that resistance anymore of the closed lips, you still want to keep that nice steady airflow going. You know, you still want to have that same amount of air coming out pretty much, and that's really hard to do. Let me try that pitch. Just choose a pitch that is mid to low in your voice, okay? So, and we're doing chest voice by the way here. We're not doing head voice. That's even harder than when you go high. I can feel the shakiness in there. It's really hard. Now, as you're opening, let's pay attention to the next kind of, um, it's like the next step now to actually pay attention to what is happening as you're opening. Now, you want to keep everything else in place, okay? You want to keep that support, that same kind of airflow. You don't want to change anything. You want to keep the posture, the airflow the same, the vocal cord closure the same. What you do want to change now is actually make sure and pay attention to the shaping that you're doing of the resonance, which means your tongue, your lips, your soft palate, back in your throat, all the way down to your larynx. All of this can be shaped. So, what you want to do is pay attention to shaping a nice open ah. So, the next exercise we're going to do again, opening to the ah. And then the next one will be going from an ah yet to another vowel or even not vowel. It could be a voiced consonant or interspersing it with a non-voiced consonant and but still keeping that same nice placement. Okay? That's the challenge here. Keep that steady airstream. Keep that openness in your throat, in your soft palate. Don't put your tongue in the way. Keep everything in place while changing the shaping of, where you want to go in shaping that vowel or consonant. So let's go to ah and then let's go from the ah to an aw, okay? And only change what needs to be changed. So let me do this again. Let me do that one here. So as you're going back to the make sure you don't close, your throat. You want to keep that open. The openness is going to keep clarity in your voice. So whenever you are singing and you hear ah, that means you don't keep that tension of all the muscles involved being in place. Something is out of place. And in order to keep that nice clear sound, you have to keep that nice open throat, the steady air stream, the support from below. Okay, now let's go a little higher from my voice, and now let's actually intersperse that open vowel ah with some, let's do some more voiced consonants. I mean, and and like ng, and also l as in laughing. Those are all voiced consonants. Or let's also do z as in zipper. So let's do those. So really hard to keep it steady. Now the za is hard because I definitely do have to close my mouth a little bit more for that. On the I can actually keep the inside a little bit more open. On the zzz, I realize that the problem is you can't quite reach. You have to close your mouth a little bit more for the z, which is normal. So in order to do the z, let's just kind of see it. Tickles my tongue on the front, like still making sure that what takes place behind that tongue placing on your gums back here on your hard palate, that what goes on behind there deeper down in your throat, that isn't too much affected. You want to keep the openness in order to keep the clarity in the tone, okay? Otherwise it'll be like and it's not very clear and it's not very resonant and open. So a clear resonant tone is what we need. So let me just give you one example here, of a song where it is important to have a clear tone. If you sing a nice soft ballad, I mean, like, let's see, I could do the rose, but I'm kind of not doing it because I've used this so many times as an example. So what I want to do now is, it's probably not so well known, Billy Joel's "And So It Goes." It's one of my favorite songs. But it's high in my voice, but it's like, in every heart there is a room, a sanctuary safe and strong, to heal the wounds from lovers past, until a new one comes along. That's the kind of song where you need evenness. You want to also control your vibrato. I don't want to go, in every heart there is a room, a sanctuary safe and strong. I don't want to be too much. I want to keep it nice, steady, even, and I want to keep it clear. I don't want, in every heart there is a room. That's just not the kind of song where I need that. There are some songs where you want to have clear tone. And I think especially when you are practicing belting, okay? Let me go to something here. Okay, for example, His Eye is on the Sparrow. That is an old gospel song. And you don't, you want clarity. And especially when you go higher. In the beginning, it's, why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? It needs to be clear. I think that's the kind of song that requires you to have a nice, clean, clear, brilliant tone, and not, why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Not exactly what we need here. And especially later when it comes to belting, and this is why it is so important to have clear tone. When it comes to singing higher, let's see, when is the higher? Because Jesus is my portion, my constant friend is He. So I don't want to go, Jesus is my portion, my God. See how when I'm really rough, it's a lot of work and it doesn't really transport the song. It doesn't really communicate. It has tenderness, but it also has awe in it. So I want the clarity in my voice here for this song. I definitely feel like it needs clarity. So that exercise that we did, pay attention to where it's open. I can only demonstrate in my voice. Probably for your voice, that high pitch is not exactly where my high pitch is, but so when she, okay, look for that nice placement. It's like straight, steady airflow from below. Be on the top of your breath. Make sure you're shaping correctly and make sure that you have a nice openness behind where G E is a closed vowel, but however it doesn't need to be closed in the throat like G. Now it's very much nasal. When I just do that little lift on the tongue where it's necessary. When and then everything rides on that. When Jesus is my portion. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's easier to hear the difference for you if I don't do any vibrato. Now, the vibrato is just something I'm adding because it shows more expressiveness. But if you actually tried something like that without vibrato, it's so much more clear. My con. So it's not my. It's really, I'm thinking from straight, clear, open, shaping, steady here, airflow from the top of my breath. So I'm placing the open already, and I'm opening to the ah very like not ma, but I want to go very carefully. My con. Nice open. It's not my con, which puts strain on my throat. My constant friend is He. I wanted to do no vibrato actually. His, sorry, his, that's hard. His, practicing the clarity and the steadiness here. His eye, his eye. No vibrato, I wanted to do is on the sparrow. That's a hard one, that jump there. It's an octave leap. Sparrow, sparrow. Oh, and see the tuning? It's really hard to be in tune, but it's much easier to practice it when you're practicing that steadiness. Calm everything down. Take out all the fancy elements and just do what's really important to be accurate. And then you will get more clarity in your tone. That openness, that steadiness really helps. And I know He watches over me. Now I'll do head voice. His eye is on how I'm voicing the S is on. I'm not is on, but I'm really shaping. I'm leaving everything nice and open in the shape. His eye is on us, the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Add the vibrato at the end. But see how not pretty it would sound if I hadn't practiced that nice and steady. Watches me. Not steady, right? You want to be steady. So that's my lesson for today. I hope it really makes sense to you now why it is so important to actually having the clarity in your voice and how to get it. I think accuracy and clarity is are some of the most important things you can possibly work on because that is your basis on which to build everything. Um, if you want raspiness, I'm not someone who likes to sing raspy a lot. I do put some raspiness on sometimes, and I do use vocal fry. However, I think singing a little bit raspy here and there is cool, but when you only can sing raspy and you cannot produce a pitch anymore that is completely clear and free of any other frequencies that distract, then you can't sing things that require you to have clarity. And especially if you do anything like classical or musical theater, usually those genres do require you to have a lot of clarity. So I hope the sound was okay today. Let me take a few more questions here. Let's see. Thank you, Janet. I'm thinking this setup will work out so much better. So if you have any more questions, please make the question relevant for what I was just talking about because I want this, if someone finds this video, I want this to be about the topic that we're talking about today and not all over the place. If it pertains to clarity and tone and more accuracy, ask your question. Will this video be viewing soon? This video, as soon as I'm going offline, it'll be there permanently and you can always go back and watch it again. So let me know if there's any questions. Of course, it was scrolling by and I didn't really see any questions here. Let's see. Opus says, good demonstration, but with more practice from myself would make it easier for me to follow. Yes, and by the way, if you are a male singer, it would be hard to follow exactly my pitches because probably you would need to practice on different pitches to begin with. Um, how do you sing aggressively like Michael Jackson? And by the way, yes, let me actually answer that question. Yakov was asking that. I think it is really even Michael Jackson, he is really good in having clarity. So whenever, let's see, do I have any Michael Jackson song on here? I think not. Um, the Michael Jackson songs I only sing. No, I only sing um let's see. I can't. She was more like a beauty queen of da da da. I mean, that is still clarity. He doesn't really he uses a lot of clear tones and it comes because he has that nice steadiness of airstream and he has that good support. The good support that he has, you can hear it because his vibrato is fast, it's steady, it's even, and he has a very he places all of his pitches very evenly. They're not the resonance is really nice and balanced. It's not see, I can't even think of the words. Why can't I not think the words? Let me do this now. Billie Jean. Okay. I can never think of the words. So it's like she was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who will dance on the floor, on the ground. in the round. So I don't know. I have sung this many times because it's kind of weird like this. Um, clarity and accuracy, and it's not, she was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. It's more like, she was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, what do you mean? I am the one who will dance on the floor and the round. So you want to, he really is a good example for keeping it clear. Lana Del Rey also, yes, good singer also. Um, that is something you want to really keep in mind in the future for whenever you are singing a song that is challenging for you. As a matter of fact, for any song you're singing, especially one that is challenging, are you placing it? Are you steady airstreaming, through your vocal cords? Are you keeping your support? And do those exercises that I showed you. Okay, if there's no more questions, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up. I know I didn't give you any warning ahead of time. But I'm going to try to do some of those little trainings from time to time because I think it's really good. And it's easy for me because I don't have to edit the video. I just put it up. Thanks for hanging out. Yes, there's definitely more training. If you wanted to really get your support done really nicely, you can go to my website, masteryourvoice.tv, in order to have that steadiness and go to free stuff. There's a whole page of free stuff, including a 7-day to perfect support video course. 7 days, 7 videos, 7 lessons. So you could get that if you don't have it yet. I know most of my followers have done it, but I know there's a lot of people who have not done it yet because I see how many people have taken it. Lots, thousands, but I have 56,000 subscribers now. So there's got to be some who haven't taken it yet. So go ahead and jump over on my page. And by the way, just a little side note, if you were interested in my course Back to the Basics, I have a special running just this week. If you are on my email list, you got an email. But I have a special deal running this week only. If you wanted to get the Back to the Basics course, it has like about 30 video lessons in it. And it goes through all of the aspects of your singing voice. You can just go to my website, masteryourvoice.tv, use the code BLACK, the word black, as a discount code, and you will get $30 off. So this is this week only until next Monday, because this week is Black Friday and next Monday is Cyber Monday. So it's going to expire on Cyber Monday if you were interested. Thanks for hanging out. I hope we'll chat again soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Bye for today. And this